Hello, I'm Kevin from Swing North in Manchester, and I'm here to talk to you about microphones for dance classes. Teachers often tell me that they don't like microphones, and that might just be because you haven't been using this useful tool in the right way. Now, I've been working with microphones professionally for nearly 30 years, so please do at least hear me out on this, and then if you still think I'm wrong, well, you can let me know in the comments. The purpose of the microphone here is not to make your voice louder, but rather to reproduce your normal speaking voice for those participants who are on the periphery of the class. Many teachers say to me, it's fine, I can just shout. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't like to be shouted at, especially when I'm learning something that requires me to stay calm, relaxed, and focused. Also, because we often have to compromise with spaces that are acoustically challenging, shouting will simply cause your voice to bounce off the walls and surfaces and then echo all about the space. Similarly, if we make the output of the microphone too loud in such a space, it too is going to bounce off the surfaces, which again defeats the purpose, and it can contribute to hearing damage or sensory overload. If we use a well-positioned microphone in such an environment set at a reasonable volume level, then we can speak into it in our normal, relaxed voice, and the learners on the periphery can still hear us as if they're standing closer to us. These headset microphones sound best when positioned down and to the side of our face, like this. Don't be tempted to move it closer. If you can't hear yourself very loudly, remember that's a good thing, as you are not on the periphery, which is the area which we're reinforcing. If you do move it closer, it's going to sound like this, and we'll hear your breath hitting the microphone from your nose and mouth. Likewise, don't be tempted to move it away for privacy, as such constant adjustment is going to be disruptive for those on the periphery, and such repeated adjustment is going to cause damage to what is probably quite an expensive piece of kit. It will then wobble more, causing further disruptive noise for learners. Instead, position the belt pack where you can easily access the mute or power switch. If you wear a dress, then do remember to add a belt. In a pinch for some degree of privacy, you can do this, but it's a bit weird. In order to set the volume right, it's a good idea to get somebody else to stand near a speaker while you speak in your normal teaching voice and ask them if it needs turning up or down. And remember, the speakers should be positioned at the periphery of the class, not near you. In this long, thin room, we have one speaker at each end. In some situations, it might be helpful to raise the microphone's volume a little in order to counteract things like street noise, air conditioning, and distant chatter. Now, you should do this with caution, and you certainly shouldn't use a loud microphone as a means of commanding the attention of the class. So, don't be tempted to continue addressing your class while they're talking just because you have a microphone. They'll just keep talking, and probably at a louder level than you, until you have commanded the attention of the entire room, which you can do using other tried and tested methods and not by shouting. If you do need to shout, in my mind, you've already lost command of the room. Thanks for watching and have a great class.